Welcome to the DJ Insider Podcast, sponsored by Amplified Events.
It's the only podcast where we break down insider information from our weddings, experience, and advice from over 15 years in the wedding industry.
We're your hosts. I'm Mike Kane, owner of Amplified Events.
And I'm Joe Obamani, the general manager of Amplified Events.
Let's get into it. Well, we're back.
Howdy.
Howdy. I've had been sick this week. I had sick kids. So I was supposed to do a podcast twice with Joe, and I had to reschedule and cancel on him twice. So it's not Joe's fault. He's not here. It's my fault. And my sick and illness is fault.
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, so last we talked, we were about to do bridal shows and Night to Shine.
Yep.
How did your bridal show go?
Bridal show went well. It's pretty, I would say timid, on the timid side for bridal shows as far as like the amount of guests that came through and things like that. And we were up on a stage, so we didn't really get a lot of face-to-face time with people, but it was chill. I like Journeyman.
Beautiful spot. Sometimes they did something different this year. I know they changed it to be on a Friday night. They usually have it a Sunday afternoon. And I wondered if that affected attendance or not. I don't know if you were at the one last year, but I was. But they're trying different things over there. So I'm hoping that was successful and you had some good conversations. And we'll get some bookings from that. But it sounds like Joe said we met with some couples who had already booked with us.
Yep.
We got to connect with them. That was good. We had a good, fun late night download session with Joe Christian from Rested Sounds. He was doing the West Room. You guys doing the East Room there. So that was fun, kind of after party DJ. And then, I did Night to Shine. And honestly, this is I said 11th year, but I swore I did it in 2015, but maybe not. But I know I did it in 2016. So it's been 10 years I've been doing this gig. Full party, 500 kids, families, adults, dancing, having fun, singing along. Went really well. We had some couple crazy requests, but most of them we hit. Super happy with that outcome. And I thought it went really smooth, really well.
That was right here in Valpo, right?
Yeah, Valpo Naz. Yeah, they've been doing it. They've been doing it since the beginning. So I've been doing it with them, and I'll keep doing it if they keep having me. So, it was really, really encouraging kind of thing. This weekend it's kind of our first busy weekend. We've got I'm doing the gala. Yep. Joey's got a wedding.
Yep. I've got like a surprise.
You've got a surprise party you're doing with a past client who booked us. And then Dave is doing, I think it's like a father-daughter dance over at the country club. So it should be pretty fun.
Exciting. Get
together afterwards. First busy thing in February.
Kick off the season strong.
Yeah. How you feeling about this year going into it?
I'm excited. Year 2. Nothing but, I don't know, high hopes. I think my eyes were opened a lot last year to the wedding industry, and I got a better idea of what it's really about, but didn't scare me off.
So really thankfully excited. We didn't scare you too much.
Most definitely not.
What are some big takeaways you took from last year that you're going to use going forward?
Man, probably how much is sort of out of your control. And I know that sounds bad, but like you do your best to manage all the manageable things throughout the day. And there's just still all those things that you can't manage that kind of suck, but it just is the way it is. Like the dance floor. I mean, you can do your best job, and sometimes there's just that party that like won't dance, or the songs you think will hit won't hit. That was probably my biggest takeaway, but all in all, I think, I don't know, I think it'll be a good learning experience and growing experience for me going into next year or this year.
Yeah. You're so right that like you could be a DJ god, like have all the right songs, just mix it seamlessly and perfectly, and where it adds energy and it's beautiful, and people still might not dance. Similar to like a chef, you can cook this amazing Michelin star meal and they may not eat it, or they may not like it. It's out of our control. And it is kind of, you would assume that like, well, this is what DJ does. They throw great parties. Yeah, that's our business. It's kind of, we're about throwing great parties, but it's, there's a lot that goes into that I think not everybody sees. That's kind of why we started the podcast. Did anything surprise you besides that about being a DJ, about this type of work? Is anything that was like, oh, actually we do this a lot more than this, or we actually do this a lot less than I expected? Anything like that comes to mind? I'll just rapid fire off the top of your head.
I think I mentioned before, but I think how involved we are with just like day of sort of organizational type things was surprising to me. We really help the timeline move smoothly, even if they have a really good planner and all that stuff ahead of time. That was kind of surprising to me. I think one of the cool things that was surprising me was how much I enjoy talking on the microphone. I didn't realize how fun that would be. Like, that was kind of a nervous thing at first, but then you just realize like, oh shit, like people think like they like you if you're just like somewhat, I don't know, not a nuisance on the mic. Like everyone claps and it's like, it's pretty fun. It's empowering, you know?
It's super fun, super empowering. And that would be surprising to, it's made me a more confident person to DJ. This train is either really supportive of what we're doing. They're like, I got you. Honk behind that. Or it's just trying to alert traffic.
Right.
But I like to think that train's egging us on. Yeah, good point.
Yep.
That conductor gets it.
What was some of the most awkward moments for you last year?
Ooh, man, awkward. We had, a couple instances where there were some unsatisfied customers that we had to talk to. First of all, not had to talk to, we get to talk to because they reached out. They were upset about their experience with us. And so I wanted to first and foremost listen to what happened. Give me everything. And, I thanked them for reaching out. I thanked them for their feedback. I really take it seriously that people are putting their trust in us. And so, we did 140 weddings. We had 3 unsatisfied customers. Which is awesome. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Like everyone else was satisfied or above and beyond where they wrote us a review. So, to me, I take that very seriously. So
and ultimately, those 3 unsatisfied customers,
they're
resolved.
Yes, all of them. It's been resolved. Yes, that we have. I listened to them. I addressed the DJ. One of the DJs doesn't work here anymore because of their concerns. The
assistant doesn't work here. That was
correct.
One of the complaints.
That's another person who's gone as well.
There.
Yes.
Yep.
And we had a matter of, some of it was very simple, some of it was very complex, but a lot of it was, we had people working on our team who were not doing their job, and who were lying to me about doing their job. Thankfully, the couple saw that, okay, this brand is more than just this DJ. My experience with this company has been this DJ, but I want to reach out to the owner. And so we listened, we made it right. Yep. And that to me was very awkward to sit and hear this terrible experience that they had because of people that I trusted that worked for me.
And to get blindsided.
Oh my God. I'm coming off my wedding knowing I crushed it.
Right.
And then I get this
They're
call.
coming off their wedding telling you
it was the worst. Yeah, it was terrible. And this DJ really did this and this and this. I'm like, what? My mind is blown hearing about this experience. Because it was just like so easy to get right. It was just basic things that clearly this person wasn't capable of doing, and were lying that they could. And it's really disappointing to have spent that much time and trust with this person and these people.
Yep. And
have that go sour. That was awkward to sit and just have them. But that's how am I going to get better as a DJ, as a company owner, as a mentor to our team, if I don't get that feedback and listen to it and do something about it.
Correct.
And so that was awkward, but honestly, I'm really grateful for it because it has sharpened my focus on our way we train our DJs, how we follow up with them, how we follow up with our couples after the weddings. I think it's going to equal better experiences for everybody going forward, which is already the case. Like the norm experience with us is that things go well because on the front end, we care a lot about what you want. We really do listen. We really do deliver that. And we're not the coolest.
Yeah.
We're not, don't go with us because we're cool. Go with us because we're competent. We're doing a good job. Yeah. So good question. What about you? Did you have any awkward?
I'm the type of person that feels a lot of secondhand embarrassment, but I sort of enjoy feeling it. Like do
you like The Office?
I like that.
Shows like that?
Yes, exactly. Like I like that awkwardness and that sort of cringy feeling, but I get a lot of secondhand embarrassment from bad speeches, which you see a bunch of. Usually best man. First dances don't bother me, but sometimes they can be a little bit awkward. As far as like awkward moments that stand out, man, I can't think of one that's just like really had me feeling weird. I think, I don't know, shutting down guests sometimes can be a little awkward because they can be super persistent and just like continue standing there after you tell them like, nope, not going to happen. And then just want to hang out and say nothing next to you. And it's just super odd. But for the most part, nothing super awkward. No. Wasn't too bad.
They're always so convinced that the song's going to hit.
Yeah, it's going to just be great.
It's going to go crazy. And you're, DJ, you're ruining this wedding by not playing this song.
Right.
And I go, everyone's dancing right now. Do you see we got a full floor? Right. And you want me to go do this Weird Al song? Like, are you serious? Or whatever.
That gives me a good question. Do you think there's a difference between a good dance floor and a packed dance floor?
Ooh. Yeah, sometimes, which can happen, is the dance floor is packed, but it's just because that's where everybody is. you have this great crowd that's supportive and that came to have a good time, and they're just going to be on the dance floor unless they're using the restroom or getting a drink or getting a snack. But they're the whole party feels like all the weddings happening out there.
Which we had a bit of a mix of that at our Walden wedding, I would say. It started off as a packed dance floor.
Yes.
And then you sort of maintained a good dance floor of like your good party is out there no matter what kind of.
Yes, that happens as you switch genres. Mm-hmm. And as people they kind of want to get off their feet, or they want to go talk to somebody, use the photo booth, or you do have that. Between a packed dance floor and a good dance floor, man, there's always safety in numbers, right?
Yep.
So I would rather have more people than less people on the floor, even if they're not dancing. I want them out there.
I personally love, though, having that 1 or 2 people on my team that are just there no matter what. And I had some weddings last year where I would say I never had a packed dance floor, but I just enjoyed my entire night.
Yes.
Because the 15 to 20 people out there loved everything about that night, Yeah. And so that made it for me, especially if a couple of those people are, of course, the bride and groom out there. It's just even better.
Yeah, I think if people are singing along, I think ultimately, if they're making memories and they're having a good time, I don't care the number of people, especially if it's the couple that just making memories, having a good time. Yeah.
Which, sorry to jump back, but that actually reminds me, a surprising thing I did learn about last year is that you can have great weddings where the bride and groom are rarely on the dance floor.
Isn't that wild? As
much as you'd like them to be there all night, they their time gets taken up by so many other things, rightfully so, whether that be pictures or just talking to guests. I've had so many weddings that I'm like, where the hell are the bride and the groom most of the night? But people are eating it up on the dance floor and doing all the things, and it's whatever, let them do their thing, but that was something definitely super surprising to me. Have you had any bad weddings that you saved solely from your dance floor? The music saved the night. Whether that be things went wrong because of you or the wedding was just kind of going to shit from the start. Have you had nights that were just saved by the dance floor alone?
Oh, definitely. We've had ones where there was a power outage or a technical issue with the timing of the music for ceremony, or the mic drops out, or there's weather, that caused we've had issues like that for sure. And then we just, let's pump them up. Let's rage this floor to try to make up for that. Let's do what we came to do, which is throw a great party. Ultimately, I can't think of a specific instance, but countless times where the impact was felt of our work. This is why they hired us. Honestly, I just think so many DJs get in the way of people having a good time instead of just letting the wedding be what it is. There's a fine line there, because it's easy to sit back and you kind of have to have that double-edged sword where you need to go in and pump people up and get them excited and let's go, come on, let's sing along, everybody sing it out. There's weddings who they need their hand held a little bit to get going, and then they're ready. There's weddings that are already the dance floor are just crushing and going. And then there's ones where it's just it doesn't matter what you play, they're just pulling teeth to get them to get out there and have a good time and dance. They just have decided, I'm not dancing, I'm not doing this. You can feel that early on in the night. This is every DJ who does this for a living. They know what I'm talking about, that there's a feeling when you're interacting with the crowd during introductions, when you're explaining what's going on, when you're seeing during cocktail hour, are they kind of bopping their head and talking, or are they all sitting at these individual tables chilling and just kind of on their phones?
Looking for the next thing to happen,
There's a feeling of are people having a good time and they're enjoying this, or they're just when can I go home? I'm just distracting myself from being bored. I'm just waiting for the next thing. There's not couples. There's guests who are they're waiting. It's almost like they're waiting in a line.
Sure.
That's how they're behaving versus they're enjoying themselves and I'm having fun at this social event. There's definitely been a change since COVID. It used to not be that way.
Really?
I think COVID has disconnected us in a big way that I don't know if we've ever recovered from at weddings. And maybe it's technology, maybe it's phones. There used to be this kind of, almost every wedding had this excitement in the air. And I think more from the guests, I'm saying, I think there's a lot of guests now who are just kind of they're doing the thing for the picture and so they can go home. They're doing the where I'm going to, sign the guest book and then I'm going to go home, or I'm going to do it really feels like they forget they're at an event and they're celebrating, and to be present and enjoy that event. It always seems not always, but frequently it seems like there's guests who are just waiting for the next thing. I just want to get out of these clothes and go home. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. That's the feeling I get from some of these guests. Not all of them, but it's definitely the younger guests, not as much the older guests. The older guests are like, this is our night out. Like, we got babysitters. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, they're ready.
Right,
Yeah.
let loose.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah.
Definitely does.
Sorry, you were saying.
What song works at weddings that shouldn't?
Ooh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Footloose.
And the inverse of that, what song do you wish worked that never does?
Footloose, Love Shack works. It shouldn't. At YMCA, you know, like
Yeah, YMCA. That's a great example.
Yeah.
Why does that work so well?
It's familiar. It's fun. It's bold. Yeah, it's catchy. I mean, it's a great song.
Sucks.
I don't like when I'm trying to chill in my car. I'm not listening to the YMCA.
Right, that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
But like objectively, it gets people dancing.
Yeah, celebration. You know,
All right. Fair enough.
good times.
Yep.
Come on. A lot of the cheesy popular ones are the ones that work. You
Mhm.
know, because they're so ingrained in our culture.
Sure.
In the public consciousness, and you can't not have a good time and smile to that song.
I was
Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, I was
you know?
just gonna say I was surprised by how many like line dance style songs work.
Yeah.
They're all so cheesy to me. I understand like the community aspect to it or whatever. Everyone gets involved, you know, but they like really work. Now you get just an equal amount of weddings, in my opinion, that say don't play any line dances, which is great.
Yeah.
But
We don't want the usual cheesy,
Sure.
typical stuff. We want this wedding to feel and sound like us.
Yep.
And we're gonna have fun no matter what.
But at those weddings, like you'll get at least one guest at every single one of those. It's like Cupid Shuffle or like something like that. And they're like, really?
Oh yeah, there's always like,
Right. Yeah. What about a song that you wish worked though that never does?
Dude, Return of the Mac. It's
Okay.
such a jam. People sleep on it. Back that thing up.
Yep.
There's always a few that it's like, this song is too good for this
Mm.
crowd. Like, this is like, they don't deserve this song.
Yeah.
My go-to is like Return of the Mac because it's just, I love that song so much. It's such a jam.
Yeah.
I'm feeling myself if I'm playing that. Or like Shake That by Eminem.
Okay.
Because that one just gets me so pumped up.
Yeah.
It's dirty. Although I have the clean version, it's fine.
Mhm.
I prefer the dirty version. But
course.
yeah, there's songs that just like, man, with the right crowd, this would go off.
Yeah.
So many crowds are like, I don't, what?
For me, it's like the Warped Tour stuff, like the sing along. Like crowds like it, but I feel it gets old really quick. Generally, within like 5,
You need a quick hit
10
those.
minutes. Yeah, you need to just quick in and out.
Chorus and out.
But I
or
could do that
something.
for like 30 minutes, you
Yeah.
know, or an actual power hour of it. Like, I love that stuff. That and rap. We never get
Yeah.
to play rap, really. I like rap, but it's not danceable.
Yeah, I really think it comes down to if people feel comfortable expressing themselves physically to that song versus verbally.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of younger folks are more, they like to sing.
Yeah.
With their friends and
agree
or
with
act out, pantomime what's happening in the song, you know, versus physically dance, at least that I've seen. It seems like, and I'm going to sound like an old man, seems like these younger kids, they like these festivals and this EDM shuffle and dancing. They like specific dances that they want to try to a specific song.
Sure.
On TikTok, there's a dance. I want to do that dance with my friends to this song so we can connect or sing to this song because we all know the words. You know, that's why Taylor Swift is so big.
Yeah.
It's just like she writes these catchy songs that everybody has memories to, and we're all going to sing along to this, even though it's not really a dance track.
Right.
But it's why Taylor will always be popular at weddings, is because people have deep memories with it.
That's a good point.
But like,
Party in the USA builds like every dance. floor,
boom,
and, like,
crushes
that
it.
song is not danceable.
Yeah,
Everyone just sings the hell out of it.
yeah. Playing a song,
Mhm.
and it could take it. You know, I don't know, but some of the older songs, they literally have a groove to them.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the band wrote it in a way they wanted you to dance to it. Like, it's totally a danceable track because that's like the whole thing. They used to perform live, and people would just come and just dance to our music and have a good time listening to our music and,
Right.
and interacting with it physically. Of course, singing too. But I don't know. A lot of I'm going to sound like an old man again. A lot of newer stuff I'm not inspired by. I don't feel anything from. It feels like a commercial photocopy of a photocopy. And most of it is because they're sampling something from like Motown era, which was then sampled again in the 80s, which is then sampled again in the 90s. And then now we're here in the 2020s and they've sampled it again. And the kids are like, don't you love this track? And I'm just like, yeah, but I actually loved the original one or the second one time it was sampled more than than this one. And it's fine. This is how music, it builds on itself, right? Art builds on art. But like, it never ceases to amaze me that they've stripped the soul out of the song and just used what they can for commercial success. And I think the impact is seen in the response to on the dance floor. And, you know, and will that song go down in history? Will we be playing at that at weddings for years to come? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's more philosophical probably than this podcast
I've got a
requires.
Like more of an owner specific question, I guess.
I like this.
For people in the wedding industry that maybe are solo or looking to start a multi-op or expand somewhat, when did you realize, I guess mentally, that you weren't just a DJ and an owner and had the potential to like expand, you know, because you obviously started off alone. When did you like flip that switch? What made you really start taking that side of things seriously, like the business side, rather than just going out and using your skill set? Because no knock to them, but I see a lot of people in the industry that want to expand, but it seems like they're still stuck in the mindset of just doing their role rather than actually taking on the owner mindset, if that makes sense. And so like, what made you flip that switch?
That's such a great question.
When did you start taking it seriously, do you think, when you look back?
There are DJs who are excellent at DJing. They're so good. I know many around here, in fact, that are better DJs than me, but I make more money than them. And I have greater commercial success in terms of our name and our brand and our recognition because I'm better at the other side of it. I'm a better business owner than I am a DJ.
Sure.
And so it's like talent, hard work kind of argument to some degree. And what flipped for me, I've never been good at anything. Like I've never been the best at sports or the best at a certain game or something. I've always kind of lived somewhere in the middle, but I've tried to find a way to have fun or have success. And really, to me, the success is the connection part. And I remember early on recognizing that with DJing and DJing weddings specifically, that I can have both, that I can operate on a high level of professionalism and DJ this wedding and provide this great experience for this couple. And I can make financial success. And what's been really cool is to give that to our team and help them grow as individuals, have them set and develop and achieve their own goals personally and vocationally in their life. And the coolest thing is creating a community that we have here is connecting people to be friends outside of work and to be friends at work and to that like have a mission that like we want to deliver this top experience to our couples that's unforgettable, where they rave about it online, where people develop these memories for life.
Right.
That if we ever need a DJ ever again, we're calling because you did such a great thing. So
when do you think you made that switch?
Man, very early on. I DJed a lot in high school and in college. And then post-college, I had a company out in Fort Wayne for like a minute. And then I moved back here, and then I got involved in a company here. And that's when I started really taking it seriously as like a career.
Sure.
It was always just a fun side thing that I was like, yeah, it's fun. I love music. I love playing. What's not to love? Then I saw when you start taking it seriously as a career that like, oh, there's actual trainings you can take. There's actually equipment matters to some degree. How you use that equipment was more important than matters. I learned that later. And then I think like, honestly, one of the first weddings I did when I was like helping set up and then helping tear down uplights. We used to use these really long bar lights by, I think it's ADJ. And they were like $400 a piece. But I remember thinking like, man, there's like 20 of these.
Mm-hmm.
And then remember the owner telling me what he charged the couple to like set those up to like custom. We used to have to custom type in the code for every light to kind of match their wedding colors. And there was a lot of work to it. And we packed them away. And I remember realizing like, oh, these are paid for and he's making money by using this. And I go, well, that adds to the bottom line of the bill. And then I'm like starting to do the math in my head. And then he's performing, and then he had dance floor lighting, and then he had a whole team of people. And I was blown away at like the systems he had in place, that there was a whole professional approach to doing this wedding. It wasn't just like this guy's having fun.
Yeah.
But this is like approach that like a business took.
Yep.
And I was like, it clicked for me then that I'm like, I have to approach this like a business. And then I also get to enjoy it as a solo person. And I think that was been 2013.
Yeah.
Is when that clicked. And it might have been my first wedding I did with this company with this other company I used to work for. I started Amplified in 2017. So it was about 4 years later that, I went full time right out the gate, went multi-op. I've never been afraid to just expand and grow.
Yeah.
But that always comes at a risk of when other people represent you, they may misrepresent you, and you're going to have to own that, which goes back to what you said earlier. What's the most awkward thing? Having to own what our workers did at these weddings and the ways they performed or underperformed. And I had to make it right because this is a big thing. So I think as long as we keep who we are, I'm kind of expanding on your question now, I guess. But
I definitely think, though, that that's probably the biggest beast to tackle, I would assume, for business owners is hiring employees and expanding in that way, because it seems there's definitely a lot of people in the industry that have the gigs and could take on more work, basically, if they brought on more people, but just have no desire to whatsoever.
Sure.
Which I just find super
I know several people right now that are just like top of their game, super talented, and if they could just copy and paste that, they would be set for life because they're better at that than I am.
Yep.
I don't know. It always has to be in line with what you charge. Always has to be in line with the value you can guarantee, the experience you can guarantee the couple. And if you can't guarantee it, or if you didn't give them that experience, you need to give them a refund in some way or make up for it in some way, which we do, if that happens. But there's also another aspect that if you could book yourself out and make a decent living, but I really do think there's a cap of how much you can make individually.
Yeah.
Within reason. Some of these top tier DJs, again, we're talking weddings, right? And we're not talking, Calvin Harris makes a good living being Calvin Harris. But he's not, I assume he's done weddings, but I don't think that's what he makes his money on. So, but if you want to make your money doing events in industry events, weddings is a good way to do it when you don't have talent. Just being honest. I think that'll shock a lot of people that I'm not the best DJ in the region. I know I'm not.
Right.
But I definitely think we're the best business in the region at this. And I say that knowing that I have friends who are better at this than me, who do this business, but I'm better at the business part of it.
Right.
They're better at other aspects of it that I give them full credit for. I don't know if that answers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to what are your goals? What are you willing? What are your must-haves, you can't stands? What are you willing to sacrifice and what aren't you willing to sacrifice on? And I think the degree to which you can trust another person, the quality will suffer because it's not you. But if it's a tolerable amount of quality suffering, then I think you can make a good living. But you have to be in alignment with your people and with what they're delivering. And if not, then you got a problem. Yep. So, yeah, I don't know.
I got a good lighthearted question for you. Would you rather have a couple with an extremely strict timeline and personality type, or the inverse of that? That's just super free-spirited, chaotic sort of day of just flying by this,
Yeah. So I've obviously had every type of couple. I prefer I want it strict. I want a type A. I want to be meeting with them 2 years out, year and a half out from their wedding. Them tell me, we have our playlist already figured out. Here's the playlist. Can you do exactly this playlist? Yep, done. Here's all the timeline of, that person in some ways is more work on the front end, but day of the wedding, not a problem at all. I know exactly my marching orders and what I'm doing. I love that because I personally, my ego is not wrapped up, my identity and ego is not wrapped up in my performance as a DJ. My identity and ego is wrapped up in, is the couple happy at the end of the night? And those people are the easiest to please to some degree, because they are like, this is
what you do.
Yes,
right.
Yeah. Right. So I like when there's no question about what they want. And I'm very better at now telling them, well, I'm concerned. If you thought about this, they may not dance. They may not like, if they go out to take a photo of the sparkler send off at 9, they may not come back. They may just go to their cars. I've seen that happen at past weddings. If that happens, are you guys okay with that? Like, and they say, yeah, we're okay. Right. Well, I guess we're going at 9 o'clock to take the photo. And even though I don't love it as a DJ, and I think it can hurt a wedding, but it's important to them, we'll make it happen. But yeah, that's me. I've done some loosey-goosey, whatever, man. If there's dance, are we having a wedding?
Right.
Just very free thinking about everything, not rigid at all in their expectations. That's hard for me because I'm such a people pleaser at heart, and I want to know what you want. And if I have no idea what you want, because you have no idea what you want, I'm going to make my best guess at that, and it's going to be wrong.
Right.
I might do much better personally with couples who know what they want, and they're not going to sacrifice on it, and I'll deliver it. That's my favorite. I do well with those kind of couples. What about you?
I mean, I'd have to agree with you. The super strict, like, A-type personality is probably easier to please, especially with how you guys have your your Vibo and all the planning set up. It makes it super easy for that type of person to plan it all out and just lay it out for you, so you just know minute by minute how the day goes, which is just like, then it's easy to nail. But I don't know. I think I like the chaotic couple more. It's kind of fun, the idea of like overcoming a challenge and just like they're coming up halfway through, like, can we do like a garter thing now and like this and that, and it can be fun. It makes the day interesting.
Yeah. I will say some of the best memories I've had are with the more flexible, chill, just kind of hands-off couples, because it's a lot of experiences happen because they weren't expecting or you weren't playing for.
Just naturally occurring.
Yeah. I, in my opinion, the best thing is to have a good plan, but be willing to adapt it, to kind of have a hybrid of those. Put your best plan in place, but really decide you're going to have fun no matter what at your wedding, and let your DJ take care of you. And be willing to, like, a lot of couples, no requests. Okay. But like, what if your maid of honor gives us like the perfect song?
Right.
You're missing out on blessings. That song is going to take it to the next level, and I know that as a DJ.
Correct.
And if that does happen, I'll go tell the couple, like, I think this is going to work. And they'll, oh yeah, for sure. We just forgot about that song. It usually is what happens. But I don't know. The best advice I would give to couples: be who you are, and know what you want. Pick a few things. You can't have everything. It's just, that's not how life works. But pick a few things that are important to you, and don't sacrifice on those. Tell your vendors, this is our vision. This is what we want. Most vendors are going to be like, thank God, yes, we can do that, or no, we can't. And here's why, kind of thing. But that's such a good question, man. Mike, we got to have you on more often.
I got a good final one.
Okay, good final.
Would you rather have a 5-hour dance floor or a 5-hour ceremony and cocktail dinner hour time combination?
That one. I'd rather have it shorter and sweeter.
Sure.
I think 5-hour dance floor, longest dance floor I've done is a 12-hour, and that was tough. You had to take breaks. I mean, there's just, energy has this natural ebb and flow to it. It's just how it is, like the waves of the ocean. And so, yeah, for me personally, I prefer, let's do ceremony, let's do a cocktail hour or dinner. Ideally, no dinner, no seated, like big apps, and that just like foods just go, and there's food stations. You can go, there's going to be food going all night.
Bars open.
Yeah, bars open, food going all night. And so right after ceremony, we go into this like kind of cocktail time where the couple's wrapping up photos, then like intros, speeches real quick, and then party. And maybe an important dance or two. But it's just going to be almost like a club chill, but there's just going to be dancing happening. There's going to be food happening and drinks happening, and it's going to wrap up in 5 hours total. Versus 7 hours total, where it's ceremony, very regimented. Now we sit, now we clap, now we listen, and now, that's more formal. I prefer it actually to be more like that, where I've learned that if you have a vibe like that, it's much more conducive to getting people dancing, because the whole energy is not stiff or rigid or it can kind of flirt, do this a little bit and do this a little bit and do this a little bit. And what you have more is more dancing, because it's like, it feels like, I can dance.
Those nights where like people are leaving and the night's ending and they really want like an encore and want more of the best nights, rather than people leaving stale and just like kind of over it,
Yeah. And that's why we keep repeating, like, keep stuff short. Don't have the guests do like 8 things in a row. Like 2 or 3 is fine. But not like, and now this, and now this, and now this, and now this, and now, you know, if I'm on the mic a lot explaining what's happening a lot, like that's not good. Like it basically means the audience is sitting and listening a lot, rather than experiencing and enjoying a lot. But shorter dance sets better. I mean, you give me 1.5 hours to 2 hours, I'll crush a floor. 4 hours, we're gonna have dips. We're just gonna have. It's just the nature of it. Just in weddings specifically. But if I was new going in, I'm planning a rager set for 5, I would bring hit after hit after hit. But in my experience, people don't work that way. They're just like, they need to pee. You know? They need to get a drink. They need to get off their feet and relax, you know? Right. It's just not how humans have their own tolerances for that stuff. So, And you said that you feel the same, right? Micah, we got to have you on more often. This is fantastic. Thanks so much for coming on today. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you at your wedding.
See ya.